Hello there. Hello there. I hope everybody's doing great today. It's a beautiful day. We're speaking to Jacob Benedict Tomo. I'm a prophet of God, sent by God. I want to share a quick encounter that I had with Prophet uh, T.B Joshua. I had a vision of Prophet T.B Joshua. I think I was around 20 or 21 right there, and I was taken by the Spirit of God. I went to his house in Nigeria in a vision, and I traveled and I arrived in his house. When I arrived in his house, I entered through his door. The door was dark brown in color, and his tiles were brown, and he was sitting in a sofa. The sofa was white in color, and it was not only me, but it was few other people that were in the line. And then I went, and then he said to me, come. And then I went to him. When I went to him, he said, sit down. And then I sat down. When I sat down, he touched my leg. He said, you're a prophet. That's when I wake up. When I wake up, I informed my parents. They were still alive by then. They were all servants of God. They said to me, you have to go and visit the men of God in Nigeria. Through when time went by, after maybe a year or 2 years, I had another vision of the men of God. But in this vision, we were in this beautiful hotel, and then he came to me. He said to me, I want you to help me with music ministry, because I'm a musician as well. I'm a pianist as well. And then he said to me, I want you to minister in my ministry. And he gave me I won't say the word what he gave me, but what he gave me is a mantle. I understood after the vision that he gave me a mantle in this vision. When he gave me that, he said to me, do not take it out. When you minister, do not take it out. When you pray, do not take it out. When you pray for people, do not take it out as well. It's the same thing that when Elijah was caught up by the chariots of fire. When Elijah was caught up by the chariots of fire, the Bible says he left a mantle for who? For Elisha in the Bible. The same mantle that Elisha used when he struck the water, and the water couldn't pass in two different ways. And he said, where's the God of Elijah? And then he hit the water, and the water went in different ways. It's the same thing. That's the clue that I can give you. And quickly, I had to make means to go to Nigeria. I want to say thank you to the people who were close to me, who made my trip to happen. Because of connections, I had to go and meet the prophet of God in Nigeria. I had to contact Jane. It's one of the agents that was working with the prophet. And I went to Nigeria, a beautiful place. I love Nigeria, a very humble place. I didn't know the man of God that the church was in the village. We arrived there. It was, the hospitality, it was so amazing. It was just so beautiful. And quickly, my first encounter, in real life with Prophet T.B Joshua, it was exactly in the dream. Because during the week we would go to the prayer mountain. Wednesday or Thursday we will go to the prayer mountain, and then we went to the prayer mountain. When we went to the prayer mountain, I saw the exact hotel. He was building a beautiful hotel for the saints who are coming from different countries to come and sleep in that hotel. I saw the same stairs that I climbed in a vision, where he gave me his I won't say the name, I won't say what he gave me. And then quickly we went up. When we went up, my first encounter with Prophet T.B Joshua, I saw him inside the studio. It was so amazing. I was so happy that I saw him inside the studio, and he was talking to me about him wanting me to help him with music ministry in his church. And the first encounter in real life, in real time, is when I saw him in his music studio. And also there was on the side, there was music. They were building sort of like a cinema for kids who, like, they would come and watch movies there in that cinema, but in the hotel. I was so shocked. He was wearing a short. He's so humble, guys. He was wearing a short and sandals and a cap, a black cap. And we greeted him. I was so happy to see the man of God. And you know, it was like a movie. What I saw in the vision was just happening exactly. And then we went to his prayer garden. He showed us his prayer garden and all that. And for me, it was so amazing that God can show me what happened in the vision, what I saw in the vision, to really come to pass and see it in real time. And the shocking part, I didn't know that the man of God had to give me his mantle. How did he pass his torch to me? How did he pass his mantle to me? It was so amazing, because in that year, in 2019, that was the first year where he allowed everybody to touch. He allowed me to touch his Bible. He also he allowed us to even take his fruit, the fruits from his altar. And also he allowed us to touch his Bible. I didn't understand that by him doing that, he was transferring. It was just like an impartation from God for us to have it. And for me, it was so amazing. And it was just like shocking that I had a dream where he gave me his don't want to say the name, but it was almost like a mantle that he gave me. And when I went to the synagogue, he allowed me to touch his Bible. He allowed us to even take the fruit, which is something that he has never done in years by. You know, he never done that before. And it was so amazing for us. And child of God, I want to say to you that God can speak in dreams and visions. And that's how I got my impartation. That's how I got my mantle from T.B Joshua. And after that, he passed away. He went to, we all know that he passed away after 2019, 2020 to 2021. Prophet T.B Joshua passed away. So he went and to see the Lord. And for me, it was like amazing that God can actually do his things in order. God works in order. You know, God works in order. I received my impartation from him. And I remember when I saw him again at the synagogue, it was at night around 2 a.m. because every time around 2 a.m. I would pray. Around 2 a.m. to 3, I would pray. And then at night, I said to myself, okay, let me go to church at the synagogue, because the synagogue, his church, is opened at night. Everybody can go and pray. And then around 2 a.m. at night, I left the dining rooms where we were sleeping, and then I was alone. I walked. When I walked, I went, and then I prayed. Around 3 a.m. I prayed almost like an hour, you know, from 2 until 3. Around 3 a.m. when I went out from the church, and then I came across the man of God. He was on his bike. He was riding his bike. When he was riding his bike, I came across him. When I saw him, almost like I saw the light, right, at night. When I saw him coming by, I tried to kneel down, you know, because I was in shock that I'm seeing the man of God coming towards me. And when I tried to kneel down, he said, no, don't kneel down. He said, don't kneel down, which is something that was so amazing. He was so very humble. He said to me, don't kneel down. He came towards me. He said to me, it is well. It is well. It is well. It is well. He said, it is well with you. And then I left, and then he went inside the synagogue, his church. And that was a powerful encounter that I had with the man of God. There's so many visions and dreams that I had with him. There was another one when he told me about the hospital, and that I need to build a hospital, that I understood that it's ministry. I understood that the hospital is ministry. I understood that he also told me about the tent, and so many things, that God is doing in my life, that I received, from Prophet T.B Joshua. Most of the things, praying for people, when people are vomiting and stuff, when I pray for people, it's all it's all inspired by Prophet T.B Joshua. We need to respect our elders. We need to respect the true, genuine men of God who were selfless, who didn't enjoy life. When I look at the life of Prophet T.B Joshua, he didn't enjoy most of his life. He was always at the synagogue, he was always at the prayer mountain. Child of God, what is happening today? All the prophets that we see today, they are all over the place. They are confused. They don't know what to do. They are controlled by their flesh. But what I've learned from T.B Joshua is that in life you need to be selfless. You need to be like Christ. We need to see Christ in you. We need to. You have to be a written epistle. You have to be a written book of God. We must see Christ. We must see. You must be humble. You must humble yourself. When you read the Bible in Philippians chapter 2, it teaches us about being humble to ourselves, and also putting other people forward, also respecting the people that are in our lives. So this is an amazing encounter that I had with Prophet T.B Joshua, and may his life rest in peace. And I hope to see him again in glory. I hope to see him again in heaven. I know that he's in heaven, and I love him so much. I love you so much, Prophet T.B Joshua. And we will keep on carrying on your legacy, and we will keep on carrying on preaching the word of God, casting out demons, laying on hands. And I want to say that, child of God, he has left a huge legacy for us to learn from. Go to YouTube, listen to his preaching, go to his past records, listen to his teaching. The teaching will help you. The teaching will change your life. This is Prophet J. Benedict, and I want to say to you, thank you so much for watching this broadcast. Please subscribe and from this channel, and your life will never be the same again. Thank you. Bye-bye.